Let's just tell the truth here. Let's tell the truth here. You didn't tell her because you were afraid that the truth might change the connection. Let's just be real.
Right.
You didn't want it to sever anything. You were omitting it on purpose. You knew what you were
Mhm.
doing. This just wasn't the right time. It just, you didn't want to not continue to move forward. She's an
Yeah.
attractive woman. You're attracted to her. She's much younger than you. How do you not see your kid in her? I don't understand.
Welcome back to From Mrs. to Ms. I'm Andrea Kanoki, your host, and I am here again with my bestie, Aussie. We are diving into episode 4 of Netflix's Age of Attraction. And whoa, things are getting real fast. Real fast.
Real fast. Real fast.
Real fast. Real fast. So hopefully you guys have been tuning in. Aussie and I have been recapping episodes 1, 2, and 3 so far. We've really enjoyed the show, and we thought that it just really related to what I often talk about on From Mrs. to Ms. and finding your person, not looking so much at the chemistry, but also the compatibility. And does age really matter? So we're really enjoying diving in and getting all the details and sharing them with you guys. So at this point, the honeymoon phase, is it officially over? Let's find out. And this is also the episode where fantasy starts colliding with reality. Couples are starting to move in together. Insecurities are showing up. Age gaps are suddenly feeling a lot more noticeable. And some of these relationships are already starting to crack under pressure, which does make it a little bit more fun, right? So we've got jealousy, we've got emotional immaturity, we have communication breakdowns, and honestly, some giant red flags that we are seeing. And of course, we're going to talk about Jorge and Vanel because that situation keeps getting messier and messier. We're also going to talk about the tension around the celibacy with them and the way they communicate and how that's becoming a little bit harder to ignore the question of whether this relationship was ever actually built on compatibility in the first place. So I can't wait to touch on them. We're also going to get into Vanessa and Logan, the emotional push and pull happening with some of the other couples and whether age is really the issue here or if it's just personality and life experience. And honestly, episode 4, well, this might have given us the biggest clues yet, which couples actually stand a chance in the real world and which ones are just kind of addicted to the excitement of the experiment. I know which ones those are that I would say. So grab your wine or your orange juice or coffee if you're watching this in the morning with us. Grab your snacks, your situationship, whatever you need, because we have a lot to unpack. Aussie, my girl, how are you?
What's up?
What's up? I love it. I love that you joined me on this ride with Age of Attraction. It's so much fun. And I love having someone to banter with and kind of get your opinion against mine and see how
tea.
I love that. I love that. All right, so let's get into it. Now, this episode starts out with all of the guests getting together. We have all the couples that have actually gone to the promise room. They've made promises to each other to move forward. They've gotten together, and then they bring in Nick and Natalie, who are the hosts, to kind of chat about and find out each person's age, because the couples know, but the other couples don't know.
Right.
So that's kind of like, that's like, hey, we've got some juice for you guys, right? So, and it's very interesting to see the responses because they're all pretty big age gaps. I'm trying to think, what's the youngest age gap or the smallest, like 16 years? That might be Libby and Andrew.
Think so, yeah.
Up to the biggest of Jorge
33.
and Vanel. Yeah. Huge.
Yeah.
But Nick and Natalie do take a moment to mention that they do have an 18-year age gap in their marriage. So they know what this feels like. And they did talk about that once they put the actual number aside and they looked at things that they have in common or their future goals or things that they love doing together, it kind of made it all okay, right? Even though it was a pretty big gap there.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Still gives me the ick.
I don't know. I'm not loving them as a couple, but what was I listened to him. I've said this. I listen to him all the time on his own show. I just like some of the dating advice that he gives. Plus I love reality shows, which he recaps them all. And there was a girl on there. It's actually Sofia Vergara's sister, who's now on Selling
Really?
Sunset. Yes.
Oh, how
She
funny.
sounded just like her. Yeah. And she's now on Selling Sunset. And she said, I don't know if she was plugging them, but she was like, and I have to say, I can't wait. How would that accent go? I can't even attempt it.
Don't even. Don't
No,
even.
okay. But she basically said that she loves Age of Attraction. It's her favorite show, that they nailed it in every single way. That is absolutely excellent. And that as a couple and a host for the show, that they're phenomenal. She lost me there, but nonetheless, it's a
Yeah,
good show.
I mean, it is a good show. I think it's a reflection. I feel that every show in pop culture tends to reflect what's going on in our culture currently, correct? So I think I think when a show, a new concept comes out, it sort of gives permission to people to kind of be themselves, because I think a lot of the stuff that comes out in reality TV is somewhat taboo, or has been taboo,
Yeah.
and now it becomes mainstream. So now it's kind of, you kind of see yourself through that and kind of go, oh, I did that, and maybe I shouldn't have been so embarrassed, or their issues are worse than mine.
Yes.
So
I
it does
agree.
certainly give you that person. So I have to say, I mean, yeah, it's entertaining, right? That's the
It's
purpose of them anyway.
entertaining. Purpose of all of these, and to make
Yes,
ourselves feel a little bit better about ourselves.
exactly, exactly.
Right. But I think we're all learning something also from all of these shows. I mean, we can,
Mm.
we can look at all of them and go, okay, I see myself in that, or I would never do that, or I didn't think about doing that, right? There's so many different avenues. So I think that definitely helps.
Social
So
experiment.
yeah, absolutely. So now while they're all kind of giving their ages and we're getting the, what? I love probably my favorite, although she's not, is Leah. I just say favorite because she loves that she's 41 and she doesn't totally she doesn't look in her 20s to me. I'm not going to say that. I don't think she looks that far off of 41, but it's the way she says it. Are you guys ready for this? And I'm like, just spill the beans. We know you're 41. And then she loves to be like, what do you think of that?
She's funny.
So that makes you laugh.
Yeah,
That makes you laugh.
I think she tells the truth in her face. I feel that I
Mhm.
tend to be that too. You can't really hide the truth from her, and I think she's got an air of confidence, right? That
Yeah.
speaks to her age, and she doesn't let anything by. She's one of
Oh,
she's
no, she
right. She's someone
doesn't.
that just doesn't. She'll notice everything.
Everything. But I
Mhm.
also notice as this episode goes on that I'm seeing more immaturity from her and the way she's acting with Chris. And so I'm excited to touch base on that in a little bit because she kind of gave me the ick a little bit. Like, I'm like, girl, back off, relax. But
Well, listen, our attachment styles start to activate when we start to date someone new. So it gets revealed quite literally in
yes.
this episode and then following episodes. I think, again, we're human, and
Yeah,
we're going to behave based on the attachment that we have
exactly.
naturally. As much as you
Yeah.
want to act confident and
Mm.
secure, it creeps in. It creeps in I think for all of us that have
Yeah.
done work, it will creep in naturally.
Well, and I think again, it depends on like how you're feeling about that person too, right? Like if you're getting the butterflies, the warning signs, but you're not recognizing that and you're thinking that's excitement, I think that's when we start doing a little bit more of the chasing and, oh, why hasn't he called me? Because you're digging them, right? You're really into them. So that's kind of what triggers that, I think, too.
And you also don't do well with space. So anytime there's a
Yeah.
space, someone who's anxiously attached will try to bridge that space, and however they need to, they'll make it right. And again, it will
Mhm.
we'll speak about this in a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to start out with Jorge and Vanel. I just find them really juicy TV. So remember, he's 60, she's 27. So
Ick.
30, yeah. 33 age gap. That's a little bit much for me. So in the last episode, and if you want to go back and listen to the recap on episode 3, right at the end, they talk about how Jorge did not tell Vanel that he has kids.
Mm.
And then they cut to her and Libby's like, oh my God, does Jorge have kids, Vanel? And she's like, no, he doesn't. And we're all like snickering, right? Because we're feeling like, oh, we know something she doesn't know, which is kind of funny. And so then they cut to them having a conversation about it. And this is where he first spills to her that he actually does have kids. I want to say it was three kids. I don't think he specifically said, he just talked about their ages and whatnot. But one of them is older than she is too.
Same age.
I think they all are.
I think one was same age. No,
same age, and then maybe the other two are older. There's no one younger. We'll say that.
There's no one younger.
There's no one younger.
Oh man.
So,
but he says it so casually. I think that's what bothered me about it. It was like so matter of fact, right? And she started to talk about being the youngest of 5 siblings and how her sisters are the protective ones, and then she says as long as he treats her right, her family will love him. Like she starts talking about kind of pumping him up as though like the family will love him as long as he treats her right. Let's forget everything else, but as long as he treats her right. And then when he casually drops the I don't know if it's 3 though. I think it was only 2 kids, by the way.
2, okay.
Yeah. My notes say 2 kids, but I could be wrong. And all of a sudden her face changes. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. Well, not only the fact that he didn't say anything at the time, or I'm sorry, not only the fact that he has kids, but also the fact that he didn't say anything at the time. And she confessed about her need for celibacy right now. And that was really a perfect opportunity, because she's saying to him, is this something that you're okay with? Are you okay with moving forward with this relationship, knowing that I am practicing celibacy right now? And so that to me was a perfect opportunity for him to say, yes, however, or yes, and are you okay with me having kids?
And even worse, Andrea, he then tries to rush the whole process by kind of going, are you okay with that? Does it bother you? What do you think? What's wrong? Right. Like he notices her face change and then he tries to rush it so that they can kind of get past it quickly.
Yes.
Sir. Sir.
Sir.
No. Just now.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. That was good. I love this, sir.
And then he tells her that he said that, or he omitted that because it wasn't the right time. Okay.
Yes. And I had that in my notes, that he felt it wasn't the right time to talk to her about that. And he said that he felt that in the moment, the age thing was the most important thing. And so if there was an issue with the age, then it didn't even matter whether he had kids or not. But I'm going to argue that she was okay. She already knew you were older and you weren't telling the age till the end. And that, knowing he has kids that are older than her, that already puts so much pressure and could add to her decision of knowing that he's 60 years old and wanting to move forward. That's where I'm like, but she needs all the pieces to be able to put the puzzle together and decide if she likes it or not.
Okay, first,
just
bro.
Sir,
let's just tell the truth here. We know from our dear friend Lori Gerber that you got to tell the truth. So let's tell the truth here. You didn't tell her because you were afraid that the truth might change the connection. Let's just be real. You didn't want it to sever anything. You were omitting it on purpose. You knew what you were doing. This wasn't just, it wasn't the right time. It just, you didn't want to not continue to move forward. She's an attractive woman. You're attracted to her. She's much younger than you. How do you not see your kid in her? I don't understand.
I don't know.
And
because then they go on to talk about, does he want to have kids then going forward? And he says if he's in a solid, like, intentional relationship, basically if he's married. And so then you're like, oh, okay. So there's a lot of pressure, and we'll talk about that later, with her celibacy and being married, as well as now he will have kids when he's married. She's 27. She's going to want kids. You're 60. Are you really going to want kids in a few years, whether you're married or not? I don't think so.
Yeah. And would you want to have children with someone who just lied to you? I'm sorry.
Right. And she, of course, is smitten with him. So she's overlooking all of this.
I mean, she gives every excuse in the book, right? She just makes excuses. She starts to explain why he lied instead of just sitting with the fact that he did.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yes.
Girl.
But that's
So
the immaturity.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But then they ended that scene with them kissing. So then I guess
Everything's good.
we could assume everything's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're fine. No worries.
No worries.
All right.
Just a small little white lie.
Kids schmids.
I mean, have I told you those small lies to me
add up.
Again, I've said this to you in previous episode. I don't even think it had anything to do with age of attraction. I've said to you before when we were talking about dating and such, and we were talking about profiles, and when people lie about their age or they lie about their height, that when I coach people, I always say a lie is a lie.
No matter how small.
If you value truth, you are not okay with lies. As small as it is. And if you make excuses for it, then you're lying to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm going to end it there because I'm heated up about this and how, and not to matter, the other thing that triggers me is when people try to rush something.
Yes.
And try to make excuses for it. And then again, lies upon lies upon lies. And then anyway.
Yes.
Okay, let me take a breath. Okay. Trigger no more. Move on.
Trigger no more. That's it.
Okay.
I'm back. So now we're going to talk about Derek and Feifer.
Okay.
Sure. Okay. So I'm still not totally sold on that. What?
You said Dirk.
I'm still not totally sold on them, but now,
nope.
Okay, they're talking pretty quickly about kids, right? And at some point in the episode, he's showing her a book of him with his little child, and she's like, "Oh my God, that's so cute." And in the sidebar, she's saying a lot of it. I've never dated anybody that has kids. I've never really been around somebody that often that has had kids. So this is all a new experience to her. And she absolutely, most definitely wants to have kids. So that has to be on his radar. Again, his kids are 14 or 15 and 5, I think is what they are. So it's like, you're getting a full-blown kid. You are, both of them are, but a 15-year-old when you're 23, that's huge.
Baby.
That's huge. Baby.
And I feel like she also kind of like, let's see where things go. Let's see where things go and kind of go. I just kind of felt like she didn't take this very seriously. She's like,
I agree.
She's got this carefree energy about her, right? Again, you see this with kids that are, she's a college kid, right? Like you just kind of see this carefree thing going on for her. And, we'll just kind of see where things go. And I don't know. You just don't feel the chemistry there. I don't get it.
No, I don't either.
I wanted to, but I don't get it.
I know. I'm trying. I don't even have any more to say about them, really. They're kind of boring for me, to be honest. I know. I left them off my notes entirely. You were like, what about Derek and Feifer? And I'm like, oh, yeah, there's them.
Them.
Them. Yeah. All right. So moving on from them.
You're not a fan.
Nah. All right. Next, we're going to talk about Leah and Chris because they have this conversation after where Leah is upset with Chris for not telling her about the fact that he and Vanessa kissed. At the end of the last episode of episode 3, that kind of came to light that Chris and Vanessa had kind of gotten together in the pool. They did share some kisses and he did do the little massaging of her neck. To me, not a huge deal, to be honest. Maybe the fact that he didn't say anything. And so she was blindsided during this conversation because then they're having a conversation with Logan and Vanessa and they happen to bring this up about them kissing. So she has to kind of be like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Or, react that way. From that side, I think I would probably be a little bit like, why didn't you just tell me? Like that would have been a great thing to know. Right. So I don't know. Do you think she was right to be upset about Chris not telling her that he kissed Vanessa? Or is it, this is what they're here to do? Do you have to say every little thing you did?
I don't. You're on a dating show, right? Like you're not, like, if it bothers you, then why did you come on the show? I don't know.
Yes.
You're going on these shows, you're risking someone, listen, you put the platter in front of the guy, and he's gonna sample it, right?
Yes.
To tell you.
Yes.
Did he have to tell? I mean, would it have been nice? Yeah, it would have been nice. But you're talking about 20-something Miami, New Jersey boy who's just I mean, he's just full of himself. Ugh, not
totally.
Not
totally. I'm not a fan either. So yeah, I don't think it was worth her bringing it up and trying to create any kind of, negative conversation about it. I think she should just let it go, but keep it in the back of her head that he didn't mention that to her. He didn't lie to her. He talked about it when it came to light, but maybe he was just like, it's not worth even bringing up. We had one kiss, we had one little ooh on the neck rub, and other than that, I'm good. And that's what they're there to do. So I don't know. I think she just kind of blew it.
She did say that it made her feel very alone, because everyone knew and she didn't. I think
yes, from that side, yes, fair.
I get it. Like, she was the last person to find out. Yeah, I mean, I would have felt it.
Yeah.
I would have felt it. And Chris apologized, and he did recognize that he made the wrong decision in not telling her, but did he really?
Mm-hmm. Did he really?
But again, he's a smooth talker, so he knows how to talk to her and convince her, right? Convince her that he reassures her that
yes.
once he got together with her, that he has no interest in Vanessa.
And then okay,
right.
Okay, up next, we're going to go on to Vanessa and Logan. I'm just going to touch base on this one real quick. Them in the hot tub, having the little conversation about her meeting as friends. What are they going to say about her being 49? Should she say she's 39? Should she get some Botox, lip filler, yada, yada, yada? I don't know. I think I have always thought that, okay, a guy who's 29 getting with an attractive woman that's 49, his friends are going to be like, nice job, right? Like, I think they're going to be really happy for him and be like, yeah, you've got a cougar, right? Like, that's how guys that age are going to be. She's so worried about, I'd be more worried about her friends than about his at that point. And the fact that she's trying so hard to impress him, girl, own it. And I love that he said that. He told her to own it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Own it, girl.
It showed a little bit of immaturity on her side, the way she was acting. And he did, he was like, it's cute. You're being so innocent and this sweet little girl. But I think it was a little bit like, okay, girl, chill a little bit. It'll all be okay. It'll all be okay.
Yeah. And I feel like, and again, we don't know how much they edit or what they do when they're producing this and how they do this, but it just feels like, from the audience perspective, from the viewers looking in, it just seems like way too soon to start talking about this stuff. And if you're going to talk about it, talk about it before you go into the promise room. You're talking about moving into where you're going to move into, Dallas or moving to Ohio.
Yes.
I mean, you're already talking about that stuff. And yes, you should, because if the premise of the show is for you to, right? It's important to know all this stuff, but know all this stuff before you go into the promise room, not after. I feel like that's like, I don't know.
There's so many questions that they could have asked, and not worried about that, because you should know all of those things. Where do you live? Are you willing to move? Do you have kids? Have you been married? Do you want to get married again? Do you want to have more kids? All of those things. How do you think your friends will react? Those are all great questions to have asked.
They are, especially when you're dealing with couples that are on different sides of the states, right? Like we're talking about long distance, and let's go there for a moment. Have you ever had a long distance relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Universally, most people who've had long distance relationships will tell you it is not easy. It is not easy,
and rarely works out.
And unless you have guardrails, unless you have rules and agreements, and you both have your own secure lives, and you make sure that the lines of communications are open, long distance relationships are difficult. So
Not to mention the means to be able to see each other,
Correct.
in a absorbent amount of time, right? Like, because you seeing each other once a month does not make a
Mhm.
relationship. It just
Correct.
doesn't. It's yeah. So you have to be able to sustain seeing each other. And if you do not have the means to do that, that will also fizzle out quickly because you just can't make that work.
And if you already are coming with lack of trust of
Mm-hmm.
self, lack of trust of others, you are automatically going to make it even harder on yourself, right? Because and she
Mm-hmm.
even talks about it. She even says that her main issue is going to be trust. She's had trust broken before with other
Yep.
relationships, and so
With her
she
1, 2,
brings that.
3, 4.
Yes,
Her
and
4
she's
engagements.
2, 3, 4, 5. No. Um, So
Yes.
she is worried about him bringing girls, she's just automatically going there. And I think there's also a bias because, or judgment because he's younger, that's
Yeah.
automatically means that he's going to be out partying and bringing girls home. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I feel like she starts to waste her time like worrying about it rather than spending time having deeper conversations about how they could build it. What are some things that they can do to make it work for themselves so that
Yeah.
long relationship can withstand the distance.
Yeah. Yeah. Great point. Great point. Okay. So yeah,
Wait,
they
but
had that little conversation. Mhm.
you did bring up the point about the Botox, right? Which
Yeah.
okay.
And the lip filler.
And the lip filler.
Is
What?
the lip filler what? That's now going to make your friends be like, hot damn, girl. Yeah.
Girl, that's
Dude,
not going to work
nice
for you.
pick. That is just amazing. I didn't know. Is that what makes you look younger? The lip filler?
I guess she thinks
I
that's
guess
what I don't know, but
that's what it takes.
um it, yeah, I get that. And a woman in her 40s, 50s does start to become more self-conscious about the way she looks because things start to droop. Collagen is down. You don't look
Mm-hmm.
the same way, and so we associate youth, right, or being viable in the dating world,
Yeah.
with looking young. And looking young for a lot of
Yes.
people is, again, fillers and Botox, and we all know that's a never ending process because you don't just do it once, you have to do it again and again and again. And not only is it
Yes.
expensive, but it doesn't really actually help your not only are you putting it, and by the way, I have nothing against Botox. I've done Botox and fillers.
Yeah.
So I understand it, but there's that demand of a younger, or I don't even say older woman, a wiser woman, a midlife woman, right? There's that demand
Yes.
to look a certain way in order to be
Right.
viable, especially ones that like to date younger. And
Yes.
Vanessa I think she looks really good for her
She
age,
looks great. She
right?
looks great. She's got nothing to worry about. And I also kind of feel like the fact that they're on this show, it's about owning your age and who you are and not worrying about what everybody else thinks. So
Exactly. And her
she's got to stop.
whiny voice and
Yes.
her, right? Like that.
It's her neediness that she's got that anxiety because he is younger and she's like wanting to feel something from him. And we, dive a little bit more
Validation.
into that. Yeah, that she needs that. So
Mhm.
it's interesting. It's
I get it,
interesting. We're
girl.
seeing a lot.
I
Yeah.
get it, girl. So a couple things can happen, right? Like you either learn from it
Hmm.
or you become a victim of it, and then you start
Yeah.
to spiral, and then the relationship just automatically will have to go in separate ways because he won't be able to handle that. Again, he's
Yep.
younger.
Yep. Totally. Mm.
We'll see.
Okay. Okay. So let's also talk about Libby and Andrew. So I think they're cute. I do think they're cute. Definitely growing on me. And I do feel like we're getting a little bit more maturity out of her, a little bit more depth in the conversation. She's relaxing. She's letting her guard down. He actually mentions that. What do you think on them?
Cringe. I still think I don't know. I just feel like he's like hanging out. Like, I mean, they show them at the beach, and all I thought was like he looks yeah, he looks young, but in my mind I was just see, once we know their ages, I
It's
feel so much
hard.
more, right?
Again, why they shouldn't have given those ages till the end.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
it just feels manufactured, and they're talking about his soccer story,
Yeah.
yeah, they're getting deeper. And I feel like he's very sensitive and emotional, and she's like, right. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Jury's
Just
out.
not. Jury's out on that one.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
annoys
we'll see.
me. I don't know
Does
why.
he?
She annoys me. Yeah.
So they're annoying. That's all we got on them.
Yeah. I just feel, yeah.
All right. I moved
Moving
us
on.
on. All right. So, okay. So we now know all the couples that are included in this episode. So we're just going to touch base a little bit on some of the things that happened after that, which is, I think, where a lot of the juice came in, because we see, John and Teresa are talking, and they're just talking about, how mature he is. And he's just like, I just want to share everything with you and tell you exactly how I'm feeling. And I've got nothing to hide. And she's like, you are so mature. And I think I do like them still. I think they've got like great communication. They definitely have the compatibility and the chemistry. So I think they're moving in the right direction. She's still very nervous about, the age gap, which is a 27-year age gap because of her child being older than him. But he is very mature for his age. And then she's like, oh, do you want to say something on that?
No, I you could see that I like him. I still think that he's Prince Harry still is willing to have the deep conversations and be patient and be present.
Yeah, I like
and
that.
She's just all over the place with her emotions.
She is. And I guess, you can say rightfully so, she is the one with the kid. He's kind of like, I'm here, you know what I mean? And she does have a little bit more to think about. Because again, we have the older woman dating a younger man too, which is always a little bit controversial.
Yeah, and Andrea, I don't know. I also like just the thought of like dating a guy who could be your kid. It would just, I'm thinking about me today, right? My son is 21. My eldest son is 21. If I dated a 21, first of all, I would never. But if I dated someone around the age of 21, like let's say I dated one of his friends, 23, 24. All I would think about was my kid. Like their maturity and their knowledge base, their wisdom, like just the things that they haven't lived life yet.
Do you find an attraction, this might be an odd question to ask, but an attraction to, like, if your son brought a friend around that was 23, 24, do you find yourself attracted to that at all? Even if you took away, like, if he was as
Yes. And, and some of them are flirty, and some of them like, you just don't know what to do with it. You're like,
I know,
bro, come on.
Right. And that's,
and you're like, I can't look. I
know.
I mean, even my friends look at my kid and like they'll either see a picture of my kid or they'll see my kid and they're like, I'm so sorry, but your kid's really good looking. Like, oh, I mean, for you too, right? Yeah, like your kids are very good looking, and like it's awkward to just be like,
it's hard where I'm like, and I find myself like, Grant, stop. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so weird because of that age range. It's like, it's still attractive to us because they all look good, they have like the good bodies and stuff. And you're like, stop, Andrea, get that out of your head, they looking at a friend or something. It's just weird. I would never. But okay, it's fun to think, fun to look.
All right, well, let's move on with Teresa and John, because then it gets a little steamy.
Because then she's like, all right, let's go to bed. And so they get up and they're, getting their stuff together. And then she's like, hurry up, kind of thing. And then they cut to, we're hearing noises. Obviously, they're intimate together, and that, that's good for them. Good for them. So I like that. I love where I don't know that I want to hear the verbiage in there. Like, what do you want? I don't think I wanted to hear that. I could have done
without that. Like, you're so concerned about.
Like, I just want you. No.
You're so concerned about your kids finding out, and then you do that. Like, what? What do you think the cameras are going to not pick that up? Come on, girl.
Yeah. I couldn't. I could not. Okay, so they do that. Then we kind of cut to the morning, and then we kind of, everybody's gone to bed and whatever, and we cut to the morning, or actually right before that, Chris and Leah, they do show kind of Chris carrying Leah into the bedroom as well. And then they do imply in the morning that they didn't get much sleep and had a good time. Yeah.
They're awkward.
And that, I don't know. Why is that different? Why did I feel differently about John and Teresa having it? See, I'm like, good for you. But then when I'm talking about Leah and Chris, we're like, awkward.
Because she was you sense that he's not that into her.
I do. Totally.
You feel it, and it's like cringe because she's putting so much out there, and
yes.
I don't know. I think that's the awkward part. I think, I think with Teresa and John, he's really into her. He's showing how much he's into her. You feel that there's that magnetism. So it doesn't feel so, but then you kind of feel for help me out.
Leah.
Leah, thank you. Feel for her.
And so then they also cut to Vanel and Jorge, where they're in the gym, and she is all over him, smooch, smooch, smooch. And he's an attractive man. I get it. But and of course, him being older, she's got this authority figure in front of her, and she's liking all of that. And he's taking his jacket off, and she's like, woo, 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 take it off. And so then he kind of implies that they were somewhat intimate, even though she's being celibate. And he was like, I thought she was going to stay on her own side of the bed, and she did not. Right. And so he kind of brings this up a little bit. He's just touching little touches on it here about it and getting her reaction. And he's like, I don't know if anybody's going to believe that you stayed on your own side of the bed. The way she was sitting on him in the gym, she's coming on strong and expecting him, a man, to remain strong. She jumps on him, and he's very attracted to her, and she's a younger woman. And he's like, whoa, she was like cuddling me like crazy last night and everything. But then in the back of his head, he's like, but she wants to stay celibate. So tricky situation for him.
Tricky.
Tricky. Yes. And then we go into Teresa and Vanessa getting together to have a little conversation about where they're at with things. It's funny, when I didn't actually see two people being friends, but it totally makes sense because they're around the same age range. I just didn't put that together. And so then they start chatting. And of course, Vanessa is like not wasting a moment. She's like, did you and John have sex? Yes or no? Tell me now. And of course, she's
girl,
like,
yes,
girl, we did. And, and then she's like, I would just imagine he's an Energizer body. And she's like, trust me. And so, but then they show Vanessa being a little bit, I say envious, and, a little bit like, because her and Logan, she doesn't feel like they're having that same kind of chemistry. She wants to be having sex a few times a day with him, and she's kind of getting that friend zone vibe from him. She doesn't know how to kind of address that. And they kind of are like, just go for it. Have a conversation and then just go for it.
Yeah.
So,
it's common, and it's also appropriate. Well, I don't know how appropriate it is. It's not necessarily healthy, but comparison is a form of, it's a form of insecurity, of course, right? I mean, you're going to look outside of yourself to find out, to reference, it's a reference point as to what's going on or what's wrong with you. And I think it's a defense mechanism, so she's looking to see what other couples are doing because she already notices that there is somewhat of a disconnect between her and Logan. Something is different because she sees the other couples. Remember in the last episode, she was seeing the other couples really affectionate with each other, and she didn't feel that she and Logan were very affectionate with each other. So she's starting to compare. So that's just her insecurity coming out, right?
It is. And it's been a little bit, if I look at the difference between her and Logan and John and Teresa, I mean, it's not very comparable to me. I mean, John and Teresa have been day one, like investing in each other and building that connection. Whereas Vanessa and Logan were a little bit more of a slow burn and coming on later because she already, smooched with Chris and stuff. So she's just got to put that into perspective, I think. And she'll be fine. Again, she's got to slow down. This girl is like her anxious attachment is coming out. big time.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. And so the episode ends out with Vanessa, you know, actually confronting Logan about this and telling him not to feel attacked while I attack you, and say, you know, that this is definitely feeling like a friend zone and like you're not attracted to me. And he's like, wait, what? Like, I didn't see that at all. Yeah. And so again, is he actually giving what he can give in the moment and kind of just taking it slowly? And she is like, I want all of you now, you know? She's moving it along.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Cougar.
Cougar.
Cougar. So it's interesting. I think it was good they had the conversation. They're talking things through, that's showing that they can actually do that and get to a better place. But I left the end of that episode feeling a little like he might be going, whoa, she's
Mm-hmm.
coming on strong and fast, right? A little bit.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't-
look, I think she's again still scanning to make sure that she's not just going through the episode. She's not going through the show for no reason. I
Mhm.
mean, she does
Yeah.
really want to get, and it shows she really wants to be in a
Yeah.
relationship. But I think slow down, girl.
Slow down, girl. Agreed. All right, guys, that is our recap of episode 4 of Age of Attraction. And honestly, the drama is only getting deeper from here. Now, we want to know what you guys think. Which couple are you rooting for right now? What do you think is who do you think is completely ignoring red flags? And do you believe age really matters in relationships at this point? Or is it mostly about the emotional maturity? Is that the bigger issue here? So make sure you head on over to Instagram and TikTok and join the conversation. I'm at from.mrs.2.ms. You can find Aussie if you want to hit her up separately. She is at I am.
If you're the right age.
Yeah, not her son's friends.
Please don't.
You can find her at I am Aussie Osborne. We'd love for you to join the conversation because your comments might end up being featured in a future episode that we're chatting about, because I love some good juice. All right. If you're loving these recaps, please take a second to follow, subscribe, leave a review, share the podcast with your friends. It will definitely help us do more. We will be back with episode 5 coming your way soon. Bye.
Bye.